Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Heroes of the Storm, and today we're covering Azmodan for gameplay footage, and I'm going to very quickly talk about the build that I'll be covering in the gameplay footage you're about to see. Keep in mind this is pre-recorded. Prior to getting into the match, things may change. So what I'm looking for at this point is I'm going to be doing a minion push lane focusing around area of effect damage, damage over time, and buffing my minions as I push them forward. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to get the distance increases damage. I want to make sure that I can push from a distance if I need to with my Orb of Annihilation, and getting additional damage can be quite useful. So let's say I had to get out of lane, or maybe I died and respawned. That can do a lot of damage pushing forward on a lane. Going to be modifying my demons and my minions with Bound Minion. So this is going to be like Promote. What I really want to do is get a Catapult and start putting this down on Catapult. So what I want to do is try and get a Catapult lane as quickly as I can to use this, kind of do what I do with Zagara and just buff them all to hell. Alternatively, Superiority would be a pretty good build here. Honestly, there's a lot of good choices here for Azmodan when it comes to pushing minions and modifying your minions and pushing on towers. This is just one of many builds you could possibly come up with. So I'm going to go with Bound Minion. I'm really going to focus on the General of Hell, and I'm going to really be focusing on my Demon Warriors. Kind of indirectly, though. So I'm going to be helping the Demon Warriors through my General of Hell, essentially. So rather than have them last longer, what I want to do is I'm going to get Infernal Globe. So what I'm doing is getting my Orb of Annihilation powered up, and then I'm going to be able to put that out. It's going to do more damage the further it goes, and then when it does hit something, it's going to do some damage over time. What I'm going to do beyond that is I'm going to make sure that my Demon Warriors will do area damage as well. So my Orb of Annihilation will come down, hit the opponent, do AoE. My Demon Warriors are also going to be doing damage. This was a tough call for me, but I kind of like the idea of trying to get maximum damage over time with Azmodan. I want to see how well this works. So we're going to go with this build. Typically I might do something like less damage from heroic sources for the Hellforged, with the Hellforged armor to push on a tower. But we're going to go with that, because what we're also going to do is get Battleborn that on damage summons a Demon Warrior. So the idea here in general is Globe of Annihilation, Impact Zone, dot, summons a Hell Warrior, which also has a dot. So a lot of AoE and lane pushing should happen from that. Now a good alternative again would be Demonic Smite through the Generals of Hell. Again, there's so many different ways you can do this. You can mix and match this, but this is kind of the aesthetic that I'm going to try and go for. Just AoE, dot damage, increase minions. Go for that. Now, level 10, because it's a minion build, we're going to be getting Demonic Invasion. And because I really don't care for the Perishing Flame, I'll probably get Resurgence of the Storm so that I can continually be pushing on lanes if I die. We'll see in the match. If the match goes on well and I haven't really died, then I may end up getting Perishing Flame instead. So that is how I'm looking to build this. Let's go ahead and get into a match.
So it begins.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Garden of Terror. This is one of many attempts to try and get a match that is not a flop to show off this build with. Wish me luck. I may need it, because it has been terrible so far. Alright, so we're going to do distance increases damage. We're going to do that again. Looks like I'm going to be holding the middle, which is just fine by me, because this is really a pushing build. And the middle lane's, you know, it's the shortest. It's pretty much going to be the easiest to push. I think I can make this happen. Plus, it gives me a little bit of artillery on the other two lanes. As you can see by my targeting circle, though, I'm going to have to do a little bit of movement to make that happen, but we should be fine. Now, it looks like both lanes already have some fights going on. We got a little bit of damage on Nova down there. Looks like Azmodan and Vala are pushing on the top. Alright, so I'm not going to do too much as far as using up mana right now. Alright, so there's Stitches. I'm just going to push, use an orb, put down my general. Basically, I just want to push him back. The idea of right now is to kind of be a little bit conservative, because when I get to his tower, I want to be able to just channel. So I'm going to go ahead and do another orb with a little bit more distance. Get a bit more damage on it. Another General of Hell. And this time I'm going to go ahead and put down a warrior. I'm not too concerned about the damage that Stitches is doing. I'm more concerned with me pushing back his line, and as you can see, get his ammo down. So far as top tower is down to about half. That's pretty much where I want it. Stitch is trying to pull me in. Not going to happen right now, though. Moving around a lot. Let's see. Top lane's getting pushed back by Vala, it would appear. Let's push back just a little bit, because then Stitches can't do too much. There we go. Summon the General. I'm going to go ahead and summon a warrior. Still being a little bit conservative on the mana. Stitches is going to go ahead and leave. Now I could help with the seeds. As we've seen, Stitches kind of moved up there. Let's go ahead and hit Stitches. I missed. That's okay. What I really am going to do down here is I'm going to just push this lane back as much as possible. Alright, increase minion damage and health, so we've got pretty much our perma buff for minions. I'm going to start summoning warriors to really get the damage down. Alright, let's go ahead and pull back. And get that at the edge of my damage. There we go. And there's Nova. Looks like she wants to try and stop me. Alright, let's go ahead and channel that. Let's back up a little to do more damage. Not bad. I'm not entirely sure where the enemy team is really holding out on. Getting another permanent buff on that guy there. Okay. Ooh, channel on Stitches. There we go. Okay, I'm running out of mana though. Let's go ahead and go back.
I see you've survived another night. How wonderful for you.
Alright, so now we've got a damage over time component on our Orb of Annihilation.
Very well.
We should capture this mercenary.
Yeah, I can help with that, Uther. Actually, it doesn't really look like you need me. Oops, that's not going to hit, I don't think. It hit the tail end. Alright, permanent buff on this archer. Alright, go for it. I'll help you out. Better at range. My permanent buff archer is going to die. Oh well. Let's buff another one. As you see, this keep has already got no ammo in it. So it's just time to focus on damaging it. Tyrael is going to try and stop me, but without a stun, it's not going to happen. So there we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put down another general on this archer, and that's going to help buff even these Alright, let's go ahead and put down a couple warriors. That'll scare him off. And my General of Hell is buffing these guys over here as well. Actually, I think they might be just outside of his range. Alright, let's go ahead and... You know what? Yeah, let's scare him off a bit. I should be able to escape Azmodan. It shouldn't be a big deal. Although Tyrael, not so much. And there's 3 here now. So, you know what? That's a thing. It's cool. Look at this. They focused on me, and they got some... I got some very valuable damage going into this lane while they focused on me. Now it looks like I'm going to have to defend up here at the top, though.
Night falls once more, and soon the Shamblers shall rise again.
Alright, let's move, move, move. Alright, so there we go. We managed to stop that. Come back here, Stitches.
It is time. Do what must be done.
I want to rethink that, Stitches.
Finally, you have enough seeds.
You missed the hook, sir. Why did you eat me and bring me to my own towers?
Choose a talent.
Very interesting. This is a very interesting match.
Uproot your enemies' forts.
Alright, let's see what's happening here. Let's try and help.
A terror grows for your enemies.
Did a little bit of damage there. Here's what I can do. Oh, look at this push. Look at this push. One General of Hell is going to really make a big deal here. I'm not even going to use my channel. I'm not going to use it right now. I'm going to use it on the keep. The enemy is very focused on this push right here that's happening, that I'm just able to get away with a whole bunch of damage right here. Permanent buff him. Alright, pop the ultimate. Just look how quickly Azmodan can take down a freaking keep when he's left to his own devices. And I'm not even done buffing minions in this lane yet. In a couple seconds I'll have another one.
Your enemy's terror is compost.
Alright. The enemy may start to respond to me, so I'm going to try and speed this up by using my channel. Okay, so he's able to push me back now. Well, he's gonna kill me, but while he fought me, still did a lot of damage. Look at that, 2 towers gone. I almost killed him. I almost went toe-to-toe with Tyrael. He did the right thing, though. That Tyrael got... what did he get? I don't know what talent it is. This one. So he just got that, Cast Aside. That was what was stopping me. If he didn't have that, I would have easily killed him. Alright, undamaged, summon a Demon Warrior. But they have no frontline towers. We have all but one. Well, that is about to quickly change here, isn't it? Alright, there goes Tyrael. And another.
Nice try.
Ooh, there goes Nova.
Triple kill.
So, enemy Azmodan pushing at the bottom. Am I still channeling on him even though he's been eaten by Stitches? That is awesome. So look at that, I've got the AoE and the dot from the hit, and then I've got the AoE from the Demon Warrior. They synergize pretty well. And that entire group is pretty much dead now. Alright, let's get some permanent buffs up. Did not mean to summon that warrior, that's okay. I can summon another warrior here. See, and I'm not even getting the maximum damage out of that because I'm doing that pretty close. Because remember, I have the talent to maximize damage the further out it is, so I'm going to go ahead and start trying to do that now. Oh! Wow, that was kind of a lucky guess for me. Look at this massive push I've got going on here, though. That Azmodan is not going to be able to do too much about it. They're all going to come up on me. That's okay. I'm just going to kind of distract them all. I'm just running into the tower. Look at that. Tower's down. And there's minions still coming. I hope my team managed to make use of that time that I distracted them. I'm just getting overzealous. I'm enjoying pushing their towers. So I could have easily pulled back a bit further. That's definitely... I pushed way too hard on that. Probably something I don't want to do from this point on, just because they are now ahead on XP push, or on XP gain. So I want to be a bit more careful. They are pushing the center pretty hard. They are starting to catch up. With that, they will be caught up, actually. Let's see, what can we push? Center is really hurt.
Free my seeds.
Their Azmodan is pushing on the south pretty hard, so I can push against him. And let's push right about here. Yeah, that was a good hit. Yep.
Now get back to work.
Yep, that Azmodan is pretty much fleeing. As he should. Let's go stop this top. They are really trying to push us with mercenaries. Unfortunately, I'm not a mercenary build, so... Damn.
Careful. My plans are fun.
Nice, very nice.
Double kill.
Alright, well, I've already started this, I might as well finish it.
A terror grows for your enemies.
Alright, let's try and stop the Stitches from running away too fast. He went a lot faster than I thought he would. Alright. We've got to stop their terror.
That one's picking up daisies.
Goodbye, Tyrael. Alright, now I've got my ultimate. I could probably take one of their towers down really fast.
more fertilizer. Choose a talent.
The problem is picking one and not getting caught up in it. Oh, look at all of them here. Look at all of them. They're all here. Dunk! Ooh, he got Resurgence too?
Don't get too comfortable.
Gotta save. Kind of a smart Azmodan.
Turn again. Killing spree.
Okay, I'm not sure why there, but I alt-tabbed. I didn't hit alt-tab, I just suddenly tabbed out of the game. That was just kind of weird. Alright, now that I'm being hit though, I need to run. So let's stop these guys. Okay. And I'm just gonna get killed. At least I have Resurgence. That worked. Alright, I really want to get into their base and take out one of their keeps so that we can get some catapults. Let's just start buffing these minions. Let's see if I can't get a strong push going here. My allies are defending against that minion line that they got. I got a bad feeling that the enemy's going to be on me here in a moment, though. I really don't want to be out here for it, but I really, really, really want to do this. Bye, Tyrael. Good job, guys. Oh. He's got an ally here to help him out. Yep, he pushed me back. That's okay, I have not Resurgence of the Storm. Damn. I didn't realize they had kind of all gone the other way. Like, they took this camp and then they went to get another one, I guess. Yeah, that's what they did. I figured they might push with me, but guess not. That's okay. That's what I get for not looking at the map. It's my own fault for that one. But again, I've finally got us a catapult line, and so what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start buffing those catapults. I'm going to start focusing on the center, and if I get a chance, I'm going to try taking out a different keep. Because I don't think I could take out their core very quickly. Now what I would really like to see happen is if they like ignored me, and I could get into their core and just sit there and channel for a bit. Because really, you can kill a core very quickly with Azmodan. If we get a push with our terror, that could probably happen. What I would need to do is push somewhere that the terror is not. I mean, the terror would probably go straight for the core, would be my guess. Oh man. My team getting kind of wrecked there, huh? Alright, buff it. We've got a terror, someone's gonna have to get it. Alright, we're doing good. Enemy team is mostly dead.
Your terror craves its host.
Let's try and get a bit more damage on this one and pop it!
Your terror lives.
Yep, here comes the terror. Alright, let's permanently buff. Once it's going to be about 7 seconds. Hey, Tyrael. Man, you really like me, don't you? Alright. Let's go ahead and do this. Do that. Alright, good job, guys. Alright, so here's what's going to happen. We're going to pop that, and we're going to start channeling. Wow, they got me, but look at the catapults are still buffed. The catapult is still doing a bunch of damage. That's good.
Victory.
I think that worked out. I certainly made a few misplays on that one. No doubt about it. I got a little overconfident at certain points, but overall, it was rather enjoyable. And I think the real highlight there to take out of that is what an Azmodan can do with some supercharged minions and how fast he can take out a keep. Now, the enemy team was fairly on the ball there. Anytime I tried to go after a keep by myself, they went after me. But there were a couple times where there was a keep all by itself, practically at full health, popped my ult on it, popped my channel on it, and it was down. Just took a couple seconds. Azmodan can very quickly take out a keep when you're not looking. So what you want to be careful of there is if the enemy has a push and they've got an Azmodan in their push, and you're trying to get an objective, and I've seen this happen. I've seen it where my team lost because of this. We let them get a keep and didn't even think about it at first because we were working on something like, I believe, the Golem to try and get a strong push for our endgame, and they killed our core within a few seconds. Probably because he popped everything and then just channeled on it. So you can kind of see how that worked out. Here's the stats. I didn't do too bad. I did definitely die more than anyone else, but, you know, not too much more. Two more than the lowest. It's not bad. I had a lot of fun with it. I really liked being able to take out the towers so quickly. You can kind of see just how useful that was. And again, that Tyrael really, honestly, was my nemesis with that one, because really that Tyrael, him and I went back and forth, and if it wasn't for his knockback, I probably could have had him quite a few times. But he made the right choice on that one. Really, when you're fighting an Azmodan, you want to stop that channel that he has if you can. If you don't have the means to do that, you're kind of SOL. I mean, the only thing you can do is try and outdamage him before he outdamages whatever it is he's attacking. And I made use of that a few times. Like on the core there, I just channeled on the core. I've channeled on towers while enemies beat on me, because Azmodan has a pretty beefy health pool. You can sit there and take damage while you're trying to take an objective. And if you die, oh well, you got to keep. Good job. That's pretty much your objective. So you got to be very careful about that. If you don't have a stun, you know, or if you see an Azmodan and you have to talent to get a stun, you may want to consider it. It's kind of like when fighting KageKaze. Sometimes having a stun with him around is really helpful because he's got that channeled ability where he can move while using it. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was Azmodan, and that was kind of his summoner build with a little bit of AoE. Kind of a AoE long-range drop built into it. That was first time I've really tried. Well, there's been a few of these matches, but this is like the first time I really actually tried to do this particular build. I usually stuck with making the minions take less damage. I kind of like this, combining the two AoE sources with the dots, and that was pretty cool. So please feel free to leave comments, feedbacks, and suggestions in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching.